Vice President Kamala Harris keeps on repeating the mantra that she supports Israel's right to defend itself, as she said again in the recent debate with President Donald Trump. Well, Harris has also said this.
Dana, we have to get a deal done. When you look at the significance of this to the families, to the people who are living in that region, a deal is not only the right thing to do to end this war, but will unlock so much of what must happen next. I remain committed since I've been on October 8th to what we must do to work toward a two-state solution.
Since October 8th, how exactly does a two-state solution solve the problem we have with our Islamo-Nazi enemies, also called the Palestinian Authority and Hamas, all funded by Iran and Qatar? The two-state solution does not solve the problem we have with them. It endangers Israel and rewards our horrible enemies for massacring us on October 7th, 2023. But that's not all. She also said this.
That any major military operation in Rafah would be a huge mistake. Let me tell you something. I have studied the maps. There's nowhere for those folks to go. And we're looking at about 1.5 million people in Rafah who are there because they were told to go there, most of them.
The recent 6 captives executed by Hamas in the terror tunnels were being hidden in a terror tunnel under a house in a children's bedroom in the city of Rafah. The Biden-Harris campaign stopped Israel for months, threatening us not to enter Rafah because they care more about our enemy population than they care about us and saving our captives and defending ourselves. And how did the Biden-Harris administration threaten us? Well, President Biden was quite clear, just here.
If they go into Rafah, I'm not supplying the weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah.
That's how. Is that how an ally acts? So, since the ABC News anchors of the recent debate did not fact-check Kamala Harris on her lie about supporting Israel, let's go over a whole list of troubling actions and statements from the Biden-Harris administration that have impacted Israel's security and our ability to defend ourselves, showing exactly how horrible she might be as president for Israel and therefore for America and the whole freedom-loving world. Because anyone willing to appease the worst, most heinous ISIS-like Muslim terrorists responsible for the October 7th, 2023 massacre of Israelis sends a clear message to the whole axis of evil in the world that they can get away with their evil without paying a price, which then also endangers the whole freedom-loving world. So here is the list. Number 1. The Biden-Harris administration released a staggering $16 billion to Iran, a regime that not only orchestrated the horrific events of October 7th, but has also openly vowed to annihilate Israel and Big Satan, America. Shockingly, $6 billion of that amount was released by the Biden-Harris administration to Iran after October 7th, further endangering Israel. Number 2. There were attempts by the Biden-Harris administration to sanction an IDF unit, undermining the very forces that protect Israel and its people. Number 3. Instead of targeting Islamo-Nazi terror supporters who are numerous and even present in the United States, the administration imposed sanctions on Israeli citizens active in defending themselves against Arab-Muslim violence and in protesting the immoral international aid trucks being given to Hamas in Gaza. These sanctions from America on Israelis not only weakens Israel's deterrence, but also emboldens Hamas and all of Israel's enemies. Number 4. In 2020, while running for president, Harris voted against outlawing boycott, divestment, sanctions laws, which actively seek to harm Israel economically and politically. Number 5. During the current war, the Biden-Harris administration withheld weapons from Israel, recreating a rift between Israel and the United States and encouraging terror groups worldwide, as Biden threatened in the video earlier. Number 6. The administration labeled Rafah a red line and threatened Israel from entering it, even though it was a key Hamas stronghold and a location where hostages were and are being held. This stance has in many ways contributed to the suffering and death of these hostages. Hence, Biden and Harris have blood on their hands for the death of our hostages in Rafah. Number 7, the Biden-Harris administration allowed for the passing of an anti-Israel United Nations resolution, which endangers Israel in so many ways by them using diplomatic warfare against us. Number 8, the administration expressed disapproval when Israel took action against Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, who vowed to perpetrate further attacks similar to October 7th. This condemnation on Israel only served to hinder Israel's effort to combat terrorism and gives the message to our enemies that America is siding with them. Number 9, the administration's threats against Israel going on the military offensive against Hamas and Hezbollah in Lebanon have led to the continued displacement of over 80,000 Israelis from their homes up north, further straining the country's resources and deterrence. Number 10, Vice President Harris falsely accused Israel of starving Gazans, a claim that was not only a lie but also a blood libel. This information was debunked even by the United Nations, but added unnecessary tension and complicated hostage negotiations, because again, they see America siding with them instead of with Israel. In light of all of these actions, it is evident that while the bond between Israel and the American people remains strong, the Biden-Harris administration has severely harmed the strategic relationship between the United States and Israel. While Harris talks the talk about supporting Israel's right to self-defense, her actions have endangered Israel, and it is quite clear that with her strong connections to anti-Israel groups in America, and the people that have been mentioned as her potential appointments in a future Harris administration, then a U.S. administration under a President Harris will be a tremendous danger to the Jewish state of Israel. While I understand why President Trump said that he estimates Israel would cease to exist if Harris would get elected, I would not go that far at all. Yes, it will be bad. The U.S.-Israel relationship under a Harris presidency will definitely take a hit, and we will be crying for Biden to be president again instead of her. But we, the Jewish people, are the eternal people of Israel, back in our ancestral homeland after over 2,000 years of exile and persecution. We survived 8 years of Obama. We will survive a Harris presidency as well. Never give up your hope and faith. Just 80-some years ago, the Jewish people were exterminated in Europe and almost annihilated from the face of the earth if Hitler and the Nazis would have gotten their way in succeeding. And look where we are today. The Jewish state of Israel is one of the strongest countries in the world, despite being tiny, smaller than the state of New Jersey, and with less than 10 million citizens. We will overcome. God is with us. We are in our ancestral homeland. He chose us, the chosen people, and the chosen land. Hold on to your faith in the one above. Together with him, we got this. Am Yisrael Chai, folks. And if you're not yet a subscriber to my Pulse of Israel videos, go to pulseofisrael.com and click to subscribe for the inspiring, belief-based, politically incorrect truth about Israel, the Jewish people, and the freedom-loving world that you don't get anywhere else. And we are a donor-supported operation. So to help us continue making videos and to be seen by more people, because we are heavily censored across social media, please give a donation every once in a while. Click on the donate button on pulseofisrael.com. In the meantime, shalom everyone, and thanks for watching.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.